Hey YouTube! If you've stumbled across this video, you're probably already familiar with the Allen Heath Qu Series digital mixers. I have a Q16 and use it to save and recall scenes depending on the venue my band is playing. You can also use the Qu Series as an audio interface for your home studio. Today I want to use my Q16 for something just a little different. I'm going to configure it as a control surface for Pro Tools, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So let's take a second and get our Q16 set up. We are in the home screen right now, and what you're going to want to do is go to Scenes. And I already have a scene for the control surface, but for the sake of demonstration, we're going to reset this. I'm going to hold, actually, Reset Mix Settings. And it's going to ask me if I want to, and I'm going to say yes. Okay. And so then what we're going to want to do is go to Setup, Control. This is the custom layer now that we're working with. I'm going to scroll here. I'm going to scroll all the way to MIDI. Alright, so now we have the first channel all good for MIDI. And this function button will let you just copy all those and just go right through. So we're just going to do that a bunch of times and go MIDI until we get to 16. And then, because I'm not using this board as an audio interface, I'm going to hit Custom Layer Only. And so that'll mean that I can't accidentally switch to one of the input channels on the board. This is just going to be the MIDI fader bank. If you are using this as both a control surface, you're going to want to keep this off, and that way you can toggle between the two banks using your layer buttons on the left-hand side of the board here. Another thing I would recommend doing is going over here to your soft keys. And they can be used to control a variety of things. So for this first one, we're going to go to DAW Control, and click that. And for the second one, we're going to go to DAW Control as well. And so this is Bank Up, and this is Bank Down. And so that allows me, if I have more than 16 tracks in the session, this is going to allow me to move my faders to the next bank of 16. So another thing I want to do here is flip these. So I'm going to click on where it says bank up and put this bank down. Bank down, bank up. Having this, soft key 1 is going to take you up, soft key 2 is going to take you down. And how this is set up before, it's almost backwards, so I like to have it in a logical order here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go to Allen Heath's website, just allen-heath.com. We need to go to Downloads and the Qu Series. And I have the Q16, so we're going to go to Software on the Q16 there. And we're going to click here for some software. Okay, so when you're at this page, whether you have the Q16, Q24, or Q32, this should all look the same. We're going to look for this, this DAW control driver here. So let's just click that. Okay, I have a Mac, obviously, so we're going to download this Control 1.3 here. Alright, so I've got DAW Control 1.30 right here, and we're going to open that. And what you're going to want to do is drag this into the Applications folder right here, and you can just let that go in here then. Okay, so the next thing you're going to want to do is connect your Qu Series mixer to your computer. I have it done through USB. You can also do it through Ethernet. And then you're going to want to go up to the top here, and to this little Allen Heath NH logo, and you're going to hit Show Preferences. Now, when I first clicked on the ANH logo in my apps folder, I kind of assumed it would open an app. It doesn't, it just shows up at this bar right here. Okay, so we've got the Qu Series. We're going to use MIDI channel 2. Your protocol for Pro Tools, you want to use the Huey protocol. And we're using MIDI ports here, not Ethernet. And we're going to use the Q16, and that should be good to go. The next few steps are going to be done in Pro Tools. So what we're going to do to set this up, we are going to go to Setup, MIDI, Input Devices, and we're going to click DAW Control MIDI 1, DAW Control MIDI 2. I'm going to hit OK. I'm also going to want to go to Setup and Peripherals. We're going to select Huey in number 1 and Huey in number 2. We're going to select DAW Control MIDI 1, Control MIDI 1, DAW Control MIDI 2, DAW Control MIDI 2. And Huey works in banks of 8. We've got a 16 channel board in front of us, so we're going to use 2 of these, obviously. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2. I'm going to hit OK. And boom, we have faders. So if you recall, we programmed those soft keys. So this is where these come in handy. I have about 24 tracks here, so not anything too crazy. We're looking up here at our main 16. We hit soft key 2, and we're down here. The screen changes and everything, and the faders change. Go back up. Faders pop back up. Really cool feature of this Q16. Really awesome board for the money, in my opinion. Just really cool to be able to use this as a control surface as well as an audio interface. Alright YouTube, hopefully you've learned a little bit more about your Q Series console. Thanks for watching.